So yeah, we saw the billboard for the new film, and it just got us thinking about how so many of these films, these children's films, have messages of, I guess, animal liberation or animal rights.
Yeah, or even just get us thinking about how we use animals. Are we justified in using them?
Yeah.
How we exploit them. Is it the best thing for them? Is it the best thing for us?
A lot of different topics. I think there are underlying themes of empathy and compassion, and speciesism really stands out.
Yeah, definitely. And it's interesting to question how all of these influence young audiences, because obviously these films are particularly targeted towards young audiences, but they're not exclusive to young audiences either.
Of course, because parents are taking their kids to the cinemas, so, they're also part of the audience. But I'm trying to put myself back in the shoes of, 8-year-old Natasha, for example, and what my memories and recollections and feelings were of seeing these type of films. How influenced was I? And, one of the things that we've been discussing as we were preparing for this podcast was, does society's values dictate what goes into films? Or do films and media more broadly dictate what society's values?
Yeah.
Like, which one is it?
Or both.
Or both.
Yeah, fascinating question.
Probably a combination of both.
Yeah, I'd say a combination of both.
But I wonder if one is more dominant than the other.
Well, I definitely don't think we can underestimate the influence that films have on popular culture and the collective consciousness.
Yeah. So anyhow, these were the things that we kind of initially thought of when we saw the Dumbo ad, and then we thought, wow, there are so many children's films that are about this topic of animals in some way. So we thought we would just talk about it more broadly and see where this goes.
Yeah, and of course we love films. We've got a whole podcast episode, haven't we, on our love of films, and we'll link that in the notes for this episode. So this is right up our alley, and hopefully...
Films and veganism, let's go.
Yeah.
So the very first animal-related film that I can remember seeing as a child was Bambi.
Well, it's one of the earliest, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you know what decade it's from? The children beg the father to stop the separation of Dumbo from his mother.
Yes, and that's, again, because children are more... Well, they've got less layers of indoctrination.
Yes.
So they're more compassionate, they're more connected. And I think they can also relate to these baby animals as well, because they're small like them. They're all children.
Exactly.
And what do they want? They want to be with their mothers. They want their freedom. They just want to have fun and be safe and loved.
Yeah.
And they can see that that's what these animals want.
Exactly. And I think the girl in Dumbo felt that so acutely because she'd lost her mother.
That's right.
Her mother had died, it also sends the message to child viewers that children can act bravely to help animals.
Yes, until they grow up as adults, and then they're called terrorists for taking action.
Yeah.
Right?
It's that dichotomy, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're teaching kids through film that, yes, you should stand up and protect the innocent and the vulnerable and fight for animals.
Yes.
But make sure you don't do it when you grow up, and don't do it on the street, and don't...
Don't make other people feel uncomfortable about exploiting and killing animals.
Yeah, because that's illegal, and you're a terrorist.
Yeah, and it's annoying, and it's militant and extreme.
And we're going to put you in jail.
Yeah. So... The message hidden inside Pixar's magnificent films is this: humanity does not have a monopoly on personhood.
Oh.
In whatever form non-human intelligence takes, it will need brave souls on both sides to defend what is right. If we can live up to this burden, humanity in the world we live in will be better for it. An entire generation has been reared with the subconscious seeds of these ideas planted down deep. As history moves forward and technology with it, these issues will no longer be the imaginings of films and fiction, but of politics and policy. But Pixar has settled the personhood debate before it arrives. By watching our favourite films, we've been taught that being human is not the same as being a person. We have been shown that new persons and forms of personhood can come from anywhere. Through Pixar, we have opened ourselves to a better future.
Wow.
Yeah, I've sort of got emotional reading that.
You're tearing up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I found it very moving.
Yeah, it's the future,
because we
isn't it?
love Disney Pixar films, and we have done for decades.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're more than just films, and these messages, these underlying messages, are very important in terms of shaping our ideologies and our way of thinking and our way of living and existing in the world. Perhaps more so than might first meet the eye.
Yeah.
And yes, whilst there are a lot of mixed messages granted, and we've discussed a lot of those today, I guess it's that human dichotomy of what is the predominant emotion in us? Is it fear? Is it love? Are we predominantly evil at our core, or is the capacity that a lot of us have demonstrated for great personal transformation, revolution, and change of heart and mind to embrace issues of injustice and see the victims in situations? Which will be the most dominant that we express within us, you know?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It is interesting, and it is the future, and I think it's being, it's happening right now. It's being discussed now, it's being lived now, it's being changed now. And I think when you